Welcome to the SoberQ Podcast.
My name is Sonny, and I'm an alcoholic. The question is, how do we become willing to make amends? Well, on the face of it, of course, this is from the 8th step of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, where we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Well, okay. So when I would have trouble with a step, trying to do it, and I had trouble with every one of them, all I got from my fellows and my sponsors in AA was, okay, go back to the step before. If you have trouble with this step, go back to the step before. And that work your way back at it from there. Well, what they were really saying was, go back to where you started. Go back to the first step. And what? Well, okay, so my first step is where I admit that I'm powerless. Yes, that's it. Powerless. That is our dilemma, a lack of power. And so if I was willing to make amends from the jump street, well, why am I in the program? I'd be just fine. The problem is that I was never willing to make amends. I was never willing to humbly ask God to remove these defects of character. I mean, that wasn't in my DNA. My DNA is to keep skirting and keep being the artful dodger. So I came to the program with the same thing that you did. Pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. I was checkmated everywhere. And it was the last train out, right? And so now I'm sober, and I've maybe going through that pink cloud and everything, and and I'm not going to rock the boat, and I'm going to go keep this pink cloud going as long as I can. Well, that starts wearing away, doesn't it? So I have to start doing these other things as they suggest, and I want to be a part of, which is how this program also works. So I start doing these things, and I run into trouble. Why is there trouble? Because as we learn, there's a lack of honesty. We have no open-mindedness, and we have no willingness. Okay, so if we're having a trouble with this willingness, well, then maybe we have really trouble with honesty and open-mindedness. Yes? And the honest part of all of this is that I'm not willing to get rid of these defects of character. They serve me. Lying and cheating has served me. Do I really want to get rid of them? The answer is, I want to say that I do. I want to represent to you that I want to get rid of these defects of character, but they serve me. And I'm afraid to get them out of my life. So I have to get honest, and then I have to get open-minded enough that maybe I can live without these things. Maybe I can go a little bit with this. So again, that's how we get back to the first step or the step before. It's always about honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, period. And that is only fueled by realizing that a lack of power is our dilemma. Thank you.
If you would like to share your experience on a recovery question, visit the SoberQ Podcast website at soberq.com. Thanks for listening.